I've been in the kitchen, and you can see I've got a big mess going. But I wanted to show you something that people don't think about, especially if they live in, like I do, a high humidity area. Now, this is a can of Gatorade, right? And I'm just going to show you the inside of this can, because this whole can will be going in the trash. Do you see how this is no longer powder? It's a solid. This is what happens. I want to show you the inside of this can. This is just cardboard with a little bit of foil on the inside. So what happens is moisture can go through the container at the seams. So your powdered mixes like this are not a good way to keep it in these containers. You need to, when you buy these containers, if you want to keep them long term, you need to take them out of these containers and put them like in Mylar bags, or in, like I do with my sugar, I put it in a jar, right? And what I've noticed with this is these do have sugar in them, so you do not want to add an O2 absorber, okay? You just want to put it in there dry, seal it up, and leave it like that, you know. But if you leave it in these big containers like this is what happens. It gets basically into a rock, and it's no good. Okay. This happens also with your, you know, when you have a plastic container. If you break the seal, at the top and you just let it sit, I don't know if you can tell, but that's solid. That's also no good. So any of your powdered mixes like this that you want to keep long term, and I love this, by the way. This is from Chuck Norris. This is a Morning Kick from Chuck Norris. You want to take it out of these containers and put them in a sealed container that will hold moisture at bay. An example of this, believe it or not, it's just a little simple. This is my pasta, and it has a vacuum seal at the top of the container. You see that? This pasta's been in here for about 6 months, and it's still pasta. It hasn't gained any water. Same with my macaroni. Now you notice I put a silica package in there because this top is not, it doesn't have the little vacuum seal. So I have the silica in there, and this macaroni is maybe a month old, right? This is some of what you need to do when you're storing long term. You need to check your stuff. Do you see this? You see that? That's a bad can. And that's my tomato paste. That's a bad can. So that's something you want to look for, right, when you're going through your stuff. So some of the items that I have found that do not last is tomato paste, right? Any kind of tomato product, high acid content. Your fruits, right? Like your peaches and your fruit cocktails, they don't have as long of a shelf life as, let's say, my broccoli and cheese soup, right? And you can tell that this is old. Um, yeah, used by 3/8/26. So still good, right? And I have quite a bit of my broccoli and cheese. I also have quite a bit of my cream of chicken, right? Because I like to add that to rice. Your corns. I mean, I've got tuna, right? I've got tuna here that's, I know, 4 or 5 years old. I was used most of this tuna. I stored up because I don't eat a lot of tuna. But I had a cat, and she loved this Star-Kissed tuna, and yeah, it's still good by 2032. So I mean, you wanna look at that, right? Now, one thing I do with all of my dry goods, and I'll show you here, because they are about to come out of the freezer. I love these little rice mixes by Knorr, right? Now, these do not last as long as just plain rice, okay? Just so you know that. So I keep them in the freezer. And I take them out, the morning before I'm going to cook it, and they just stay in the freezer. I have that. I have, as you can see down there, I got fish. That fish has probably been in my freezer 4 or 5 years. It's still good. Okay? If you keep it, my grits, still good. Right? They are frozen, but they still good. So you wanna, and I keep my seeds up here, right? Keep all my seeds up here. They stay frozen. So when you're preparing to store items, you need to think about, okay, how do I store this? And I think every prepper that's out there is going to agree with me when I say you want cans that are non-damaged. That means there's no dents in them, there's no visible creases, and you want to store them in temperature controlled and moisture control. Reason I say moisture control is cans have a tendency to rust, and rust will destroy the product inside. Okay? So you want to keep it in a dry, temperature controlled area. Now, unfortunately, down here in the South, like I said, I have high humidity here. And I have several cases of this drink mix. And now I'm going to have to go through, because I did not know to separate out the drink mixes into jars or into Mylar. I might be out all those drink mixes. This is what happens when you're prepping. You learn as you go, right? There is no set book or set way of doing things. Sometimes you learn by your mistakes and by your failures. This was one of my failures. I happen to love the Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Unfortunately, as you see, that entire canister is no good. And so it'll be going in the trash. It's just what you learn as you go. So I hope this helps somebody. Definitely nowadays, anytime that you can save money on food, that is a good thing, right? But when you buy things, don't pay attention so much to the best by date. Pay attention more to the acid content and the can that the food is in. You want to make sure it has no rust, no dings, no pings. The top doesn't pop up and down when you press on it. Just basic things. And I hope this helps you. Bicycle.